Sunday dinner was Victoria's show. My daughter-in-law fluttered around in her designer dress, arranging the china for her social media photos. "Eleanor, sit at the far end," she called sweetly, pointing to the folding chair by the kitchen door. Everyone else got the mahogany dining chairs from my late husband's family. This had been the pattern for 3 years since Victoria and my son Marcus moved into what they believed was his inheritance, my home. Marcus entered in his expensive suit, phone in hand. The Peterson account came through. $2 million in billings. Time for that Maldives trip. Victoria's eyes sparkled. "Perfect. Your mother can watch the house while we're gone." I smiled quietly, adjusting my simple cardigan, the same one I'd worn since Victoria convinced Marcus I was financially irresponsible and needed monitored spending. They had no idea about my $8 million investment portfolio. When Dr. Peterson arrived for dinner, his wife Linda noticed my wedding ring. "That's beautiful, Eleanor." I glanced at the platinum band. "Thank you. Henry's grandmother's ring from 1924. Victoria's laugh cut across the room. "That old thing? I keep telling Eleanor she needs something modern. It's so dated." Dr. Peterson leaned closer, examining it through his glasses. "Remarkable craftsmanship. European work. Belgium, 1924. Victoria rolled her eyes. "Who wants jewelry that old? Probably from some pawn shop." Dr. Peterson kept glancing at my ring throughout dinner. As an antique jewelry collector, he recognized quality. Unlike some people. Later, while I cleared dishes, Victoria cornered me. "Eleanor, we need to discuss your situation. Marcus and I think it's time you moved to a senior community." "What brought this on?" "You're getting older, and we need space for our future family. 3 years of living in my house, using my credit cards, driving cars I'd co-signed for, all while treating me like an unwelcome guest. We've found lovely facilities," Victoria continued, spreading brochures. "This one's an hour away. Very affordable. An hour away. Far enough to prevent visits, close enough to claim they were caring for family." The next evening, Victoria decided to tidy up, meaning throw away my belongings she considered ugly. I was reading when she returned from the kitchen, dusting her hands. "Much better. Threw away that clutter, old receipts, that ugly ring you leave by the sink." My heart stopped. "You threw away my wedding ring." "Don't be dramatic. It was costume jewelry anyway. I did you a favor." Marcus chuckled from his laptop. "Mom, you can get another at Target for $20. Dad didn't leave anything valuable." I walked to the garbage, found my ring among coffee grounds, and cleaned it carefully. When I returned, Victoria and Marcus were planning vacations funded by money they'd save relocating me. "Finally, that ugly thing is gone," Victoria said with satisfaction. I looked at Henry's ring, remembering 50 years of promises and love. And I smiled. "You're right. Time to move on." The next morning, I visited Harold Steinberg, my longtime jeweler. He examined my ring under his loupe. "Eleanor, I remember this piece. The center stone is a 2.3-carat Burmese sapphire, flawless. Surrounding diamonds are D-grade. Platinum setting is museum quality." He paused. "Current value? Approximately $180,000. I need documentation." That evening, Victoria hosted another dinner party. Dr. Peterson attended again. I listened from upstairs as Victoria described caring for Marcus's aging mother and their noble sacrifices. "Such a burden," Victoria said theatrically. "Yesterday she threw a tantrum because I cleaned junk from the kitchen. She was upset about this terrible old ring, probably from a gumball machine, that I threw away." Dr. Peterson's voice sharpened. "Ring? The one she wore last night. That thing? The poor dear thinks it's valuable. We didn't have the heart to tell her it was fake. Mrs. Hamilton, I've collected antique jewelry 25 years. That ring was absolutely genuine. The sapphire alone was exceptional, probably worth more than my car." Silence. "That's impossible," Victoria stammered. "I'm quite certain. Sapphires of that caliber are museum pieces. 6 figures easily." Glass shattered, Victoria dropping her wine. 20 minutes later, knocking on my door. "Mom? Can we talk?" I found Marcus and Victoria, faces pale. Victoria held a garbage bag, dress stained. About that ring. Marcus said carefully. What about it? I asked pleasantly, showing my hand where the ring sparkled. Victoria stared like seeing it for the first time. Dr. Peterson says it might be worth something. Would you like to know exactly how much? I handed Marcus the appraisal. His face went white. $180,000, he whispered. Your father didn't buy this. It belonged to his wealthy grandmother. She gave it to me because she said I'd understand its worth. Victoria's eyes gleamed with greed. We could sell this and get you an amazing senior facility. I smiled, the same smile I'd worn through 3 years of humiliation. Actually, I don't think I'll need senior living. What do you mean? Marcus asked. If you thought a $180,000 ring was garbage, imagine your shock when you learn about everything else. Next morning, Marcus and Victoria tried appearing casual while staring at my ring. Mom, Marcus said, maybe we should have your other jewelry appraised. Unnecessary. It's time we discussed my complete financial situation. Both leaned forward eagerly. When your father passed, he left more than you realize. I pulled out my phone, showing my banking app, $8,347,392.67. Victoria choked. Marcus stared wordlessly. $8 million. Marcus managed. Your father was an excellent investor. We built this over 40 years. The ring was just the beginning. Victoria paced frantically. But you live so simply. We thought you were poor. I wanted to see who you really were when you thought I had nothing. Now I know. I pulled out documents. This house you've lived in 3 years? I own it. I spread the deed across the table. The cars you drive? Mine. The credit cards for your shopping sprees? Mine too. Victoria went white. That's impossible. I showed them bank statements. You've spent $67,000 of my money while treating me like charity. But we didn't know. Marcus protested. You never asked. You made convenient assumptions. Victoria cried, calculating tears. We're family. We can work this out. You're right about family. But family works both ways. I picked up the senior living brochures. You're right about living arrangements changing. But not for me. Their hope flickered. You have 30 days to find your own place. I won't support people who treat me like garbage anymore. Mom, we have nowhere to go, Marcus said. You have jobs and each other. Same things most couples start with. Victoria sobbed. We're sorry. We'll do better. I'm sure you would. Now that you know I have money. But how people treat you when they think you have nothing shows who they really are. I walked to the door, pausing. That ring you threw away? I'm having it documented for insurance. It's not just jewelry, it's a symbol of love and respect you don't understand. I held up my hand, letting the sapphire catch light. Your father gave this not for its dollar value, but because he said I was worth more than any price. That's the respect I deserve, not because of what I own, but who I am. As I left them staring at the documents, I heard Victoria whisper, maybe she'll change her mind. I smiled, climbing the stairs. Some people never learn. But I had learned something. My worth wasn't determined by others' treatment. Sometimes the most loving thing is letting people face consequences. The ring caught light as I called my financial advisor. Time for permanent changes, ensuring my assets went to people who valued both gifts and giver. I still had good years left, surrounded by people who saw me as more than an old woman with ugly jewelry.